Basically, before we read this article, couple mans have sent this though. Now, Mizzy, I'm going to refresh your memories. A couple of years ago, there was a young guy called Mizzy who was doing pranks on
Yeah.
TikTok and YouTube, and he kind of got a lot of fame at the time for doing these crazy pranks. Anyway, the news, rightly so, angled him as a pestilence. He went on to a few different shows and made a fool of himself,
Yeah.
but he was granted some mentoring.
Mm-hmm.
Now, many of you may know who this guy is. Do you remember Blue Therapy?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember an individual called Paul with the bald head?
No.
Paul took Mizzy under his wing, and Mizzy has now turned his life around. So let's read the article. So, a TikTok terror whose vile and cruel pranks landed him in jail has revealed he has turned a new leaf with a new and ordinary job. The 20-year-old Londoner and social media star known as Mizzy sparked outrage for his vile pranks shared online, including walking into strangers' houses,
Yeah.
stealing an elderly woman's dog, knocking a man into a road, and asking a passenger on a railway platform if he wanted to die. In 2023, he was sentenced to 18 weeks in prison for breaking a court order that blocked him from filming people without their consent. But now, the notorious TikTok troublemaker, whose real name is Bakari Bronze Ogaro, has turned his life around after becoming a father of two and getting a
Wow.
job in construction, according to The Sun. He admitted he took his videos too far, getting caught up in the pursuit of fame, adding he is now working in construction this past year, keeping my head down. Mizzy said, first off, I know firsthand how easy it is to get caught up in the hype of chasing views and trying to go viral on TikTok. But there's a line between entertainment and recklessness. And when you cross that line, it's not just a prank anymore. It can change people's lives forever. My advice to anyone coming up in the scene now is simple. Think before you act, because the consequences don't just end with likes and shares. They can end with police, courts, and victims left hurt or traumatized. You got to give credit where it's due. He's been able to stop the foolishness, put his head down, and he's had children now. I don't like the way they worded that. They should have said he started a family. You see what I'm saying? Because having children, he could have had two children.
Yeah.
Either way, credit where it's due. The man has stopped the foolishness and turned his life around. And what that shows you is that it's possible to do that, because the energy that he was putting into those pranks, you put that energy into something legal or something that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you're nice. You're
Exactly.
comfortable. You see what I mean? Online, there is many ways to eat. There's many ways to showcase your talents. I'm glad the news followed this up. I'm glad they followed it up and gave him, you know what I mean, some air time to make the people them know that he knew that he was keeping up foolishness. And even with that lane, there is a way to make money in that lane. You can do scripted content. There's loads of ways you can eat, but you just don't need to get yourself into trouble. So yeah, big up Mizzy, man. What you saying, Noble?
That's refreshing. And pardon self, that's what I call responsible of sorts, because the headline, viral terror, blah, 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 blah. But at least, as I say, we can call that responsible media ship, because they're highlighting and following up on indeed something that can help people in the same position that Missy's in. Like, oh shit, right, he's gone from that to that. Also, you can change. There is an option. There can be a fork in the road, and you can take the right path rather than being a lefty. You know what I mean? This is what the youth needs to see. I'm so glad to hear this news. I'm interested to understand what form of construction is he doing. Is he doing labouring, or is he got a qualification? And is he, you know what I mean? That's what I want to understand. But that's very positive and very productive to hear. We're not a monolith, as people try to paint us into this monolith, like all black people are this. No, 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 no. Sometimes we can trip and we can fall. But the most important thing is getting up and not continuing the same actions and moving forward, not taking steps backwards. So yeah, man, much success to the youngster. trustfully, he will stay on the path. And you never know, man. In 5, 6 years' time, he may have his own construction company.
That's it, man. That's
You
it.
know what I
And
mean?
yeah, and these are facts. Big up Paul for leading him down the right path, because the end of the day, yeah, people in life, sometimes we've walked paths and we may just need to give a little bit of experience to the younger generation. Paul stepped up and he gave him he mentored him, and that's very important moving forward for us to do. I've done it myself, where you might see someone younger who they may just need a little bit of guidance.
That's
They
it.
might just need a little bit of encouragement. We're all on this journey. Some of us are further than others. Some of us have got things right. And I'm saying we can pass on knowledge, we can pass on information. That's the only way we grow. Mizzy, he was chasing clout. And I said it at the time. I said, yo, he's young, he's chasing clout, but all it took is someone to step up, give him a bit of guidance, get him in a bit of a routine, and you can build. And there's no better fuel than having children. So what I mean, when you got children and you look at them and every decision I make affects you, that's when
Yes.
you change things, man. So much continued success. And like you said, Noble, in a few years, you never know where he could be, in media or in construction, if he
Yeah.
puts his head down. But what we don't need to do is make a fool of ourselves on social media and let the media use us as scapegoats.
Yes.
Simple as, man. Xavier, best thing you can do now is stay out of the spotlight, do the work and growth behind the scenes with mentorship, potentially come back into the public with a complete different perspective. Big up Mizzy. Yeah, facts. That's it, man. And that's it. That's all he needs to do. That's all he needs to do. See what I mean?
Day in the life of a builder. If he still wants to have if he still wants that, he yearns for that. Because people who've been in front of the camera, they love being in front of the camera. So that could be, he could do it. He could be another, the new Asheville, Daniel, Louise, whatever his name is.
There you go.
Daniel, I mean, it's limitless. The amount of opportunities and potential that we all have, which
Yeah,
is
man.
untapped. All we need to do is just tap into it, put our all into it, and see where it takes us.
That's it, man.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it, man. Life
Exactly.
is a beautiful thing. When we think about it, it's hella short. It's hella short. We're thinking, if we think about it, think of how old you are now, and just think about, okay, well, how many years is that till 90? If the Most High grants me that,
Exactly.
will I have my capacity? When I was in BIM, I was with a 90-something-year-old, and she was walking around fit as you wouldn't. I was thinking she was more like in her 60s, maybe 70s, 92, 93.
Proper things,
So,
man.
yeah, man, just plan, plot, strategize, put the work in, physically manifest your dreams, man,
And
and
try
dream
not to
as big as
overthink as well, Noble. Don't forget that one. Try not to overthink
Yes.
things, man. Because so much man overthink things and they think that things are impossible. It's not. Don't overthink things, man. See what I mean? You can anything's possible.
Anything.
You know these things, Noble. Belief, dedication, and a plan. That's it, man. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Shout out to Mizzy, most definitely.